What's going on, guys? My name is Loochy, and I'm a content creator for XSET, and this is my episode of Nerf or Buff. So here's how things are going to go. If I nerf something, that means it's overrated, and if I buff something, that means it's underrated. Let's get into it. Winter, as in the season. I'm gonna personally go ahead and buff winter. My fiance would hate me for this because she loves the warm weather, but there's nothing better than wearing a jacket in the middle of winter for me. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buff winter. Heavy metal music immediately gets a buff from me. I'm a big metalhead. I might not seem it. I listen to all types of music, but metal is super underrated for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and buff heavy metal music. Current state of Warzone. Oh, this is a great one. I'm going to go ahead and nerf that because while we wait for the new Vanguard integration, I think we can all safely say that we're sick of the cheaters and Verdansk is a little bit stale, so I'm going to nerf the current state of Warzone. Not a big fan. New World. I'm going to actually go ahead and say that I think New World deserves a little bit of a nerf. I think it was a little bit overhyped, even by myself. There's just not enough to do at the end game in New World right now. I think in the future it could be really good, but right now I think it's just, I'm going to give it a little bit of a nerf. YouTube comments. I'm going to go ahead and give YouTube comments a buff. YouTube comments are super underrated in my opinion because you could have an entire content goldmine just looking at YouTube comments. Some of them are funny, some of them are very angry, but you can have some fun with them. So I'm going to buff YouTube comments. Addison Rae, honestly, from my perspective, I'm gonna nerf her. I think she's overrated. I don't see the hype, but that's just me. Sorry. NFTs. I think NFTs definitely are gonna get a buff from me. Not a lot of people know about NFTs still, and I'm still learning about them, but I think NFTs are gonna be a big part of the future, especially with the way the world's heading. So I'm gonna give NFTs a buff. Flying. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna nerf flying only because my experience with flying, I am definitely afraid of flying in airplanes. I think they are super underrated and may need a buff in the fact that, you know, we live in a time where we can get to places we definitely couldn't before. But for me personally, flying needs a nerf because my anxiety gets the best of me. Yeah. Ghost Blue Raspberry, which surprisingly enough is what I've been drinking today. This needs a buff because this is probably the most underrated flavor of Ghost that I've ever tried in my life. And who doesn't love Sour Patch Kids? So Ghost Blue Raspberry, absolute buff. New England. I'm going to give New England a buff because far too many people, I think, throw shade at New England. Maybe they're just not Tom Brady fans. I don't know. Either way, he's in Florida now. But New England needs a buff. I think having all 4 seasons up here is super overlooked. And you get to experience a lot of different walks of life up here. So New England gets a buff. FROZONE. Oh, this is a good one. FROZONE, my good friend Drew, he needs a nerf. That man is too good at Warzone. He's way too good at what he does, and he just makes it unfair for the rest of the competition. So I am nerfing FROZONE. Love you, bud. Kanye West. This one's tough for me because I'm a big Kanye fan, but I still don't think enough people appreciate that man's genius. He's a little crazy at times, says some wild stuff, but I think overall Kanye West deserves a buff. I think in today's day and age, he's a little bit underrated. So I'm going to buff Kanye, even though he probably doesn't need it. TikTok. I think TikTok still needs a buff. I don't see enough people taking advantage of the organic reach that TikTok has. If it wasn't for TikTok, XSET probably wouldn't even know who I am. So I think TikTok is still a great opportunity, whether you're a gaming content creator or just any content creator, a business, an individual just looking to get their word out there. TikTok still needs a buff. That's going to do it for my episode of Nerf or Buff. Shout out to XSET for having me on the show today. It's a pleasure as always, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.